Right, so Erik Ten Hag admitted, I watched the first half, I thought they were really poor. Admitted he feels sorry for Man United fans after they fell to yet another defeat. The Red Devils have made their worst start in 61 years now, which continued. They were beaten 3-0 by Newcastle at Old Trafford. Goals from Almiron, Hall, Willock dumped them out of the Carabao Cup, a competition they won last season, don't forget. After the game, United boss, I'm afraid, was asked about his future.
I understand that when the results are not there, that is also a logical process that they're questioning that. But yeah, I'm confident. I can do it. With all my clubs, I've done it. And also last year, I did it here as well. But in this moment, we are in a bad place. And as I say, I take responsibility for it. I see it as a challenge. I'm a fighter. I'm in that fight. And I have to make sure that I share the responsibility with my players and that we stick together and fight together and get better results. I'm a fighter, and I know it's not always going up. And we have a lot of setbacks this season so far, but also there you have to deal with it, and there is never an excuse.
A fighter, he's on the ropes, that's for sure. Next 2 away games. Now, he might be, in a strange way, he might be happy that they're away from Old Trafford. They go to the Cottage, Fulham away, Premier League Saturday, and then they go to Copenhagen. And don't forget that Copenhagen. Live on talkSPORT, by the way. And remember, Copenhagen first half played really well at Old Trafford, so that's not an easy one either on Wednesday.
No, he talks about being a fighter there, Al. I think someone needs to throw the white towel in because the players aren't playing for him. The Manchester derby, they were dreadful. Last night, they come out second half, were a little bit better, but that is what Manchester United fans are used to, Al. You know, they haven't lost 8 of their first 15 matches since 1972, Al. You know, players aren't good enough. Players aren't improving. You look at Anthony, you look at Fernandes. Talk about 2 of the most disliked players in the Premier League. Kicking players. What he done to Doku on the weekend was shocking. You know, he can't get a kick, so he's booting Doku. For me, was a red card. Yeah. Anthony's got more yellow cards than goals since he signed for Manchester United. Goals, he's got 8. Yellow cards, 10.
He looks troubled, doesn't he? He looks a wee... How can I say it? He looks a wee Ned.
Yeah, there's something about him I don't like.
He looks a little, narky.
And I hammered him from last season, Al, and everyone was like, you've got an agenda against him. Now look at him. Now everyone's saying the same thing. Gets the ball, cuts inside, doesn't get out to the back post to get the tap-ins that the Sterlings get, that the Fodens get. You know, Manchester United players aren't improving under this manager.
Well, what about the manager? Has he got to go now?
He's got to go. You know, they talk about Glazers out and Ten Hag out, and some of these players have got to go as well. He's had 18 months at Manchester United, Al, and he spent over £410 million.
Going backwards,
so I don't want to talk about, the owners are making the players not play well, or the manager's struggling because of the owners. No, the manager's struggling because he's brought players that aren't good enough. You know, Anthony cost 86 mil. Højlund I do like. He needs time, 72 million. Casemiro, 70 million. Mount, 60 million. Lisandro Martinez, 60 million. Onana, 50 million. You know, Malacia, 15 million. He spent all this money out. He's been giving it. The players aren't improving. I think it's time for the manager to go.
But who's there to pick up the baton if they do sack him? Another foreign manager?
No, you know what? I'll bring in a manager who's proven in the way he plays football. Thomas Frank from Brentford. You know, Ivan Toney's probably going to leave soon, maybe in January at the end of the season. Will he look at another challenge because he's losing his best players? Someone that can come in and have a style of play. I watch Manchester United and I'm watching them every game they play. Do they play from the back? Do they have a midfielder get into that number 10 position, making runs behind the strikers? They have no style of play.
Where's Bruno these days? You know what I mean?
Bruno, he's kicking people.
He's meant to be a great player, and he goes missing now as well.
He goes missing. He just tries to kick people. He's arguing with the ref. He's throwing his hands
Marcus?
up.
What about Marcus? Is he sulking now?
He looks like he's... Al, they all look like they're sulking. They all look like they've down tools. I mean, Dalot for the first goal, he looked like he was looking at thinking about what he's having for dinner. The way Almiron just ran past him for a defender. That's what a striker would do who's playing on the right wing. You know, like when you play out of position now as an attacker, you're daydreaming. For Dalot to do that was shocking. And these players, Al, for me, they're down tools. The manager's got to go, and I don't want to hear any arguments about how much money they've spent. They've spent £410 million.
I was meant to go. We'll talk about West Ham and Arsenal. I think Arsenal have got to pick themselves up as well. I don't want to take anything away from West Ham. In fact, if you're a West Ham fan, you're gutted. You got to go to Anfield next. But in the draw. But Arsenal, you think, come on, if they're going to push Manchester City and win anything, they're not there.
The problem is, Al, that the players that come in that haven't been playing, the Fabio Vieiras, the Havertz, didn't look interested. I think someone said to Arteta before the game, and he done an interview saying, Arsenal players aren't really interested in this game, are they? And he says, why not? We haven't got 3 World Cup winners in our squad. Why shouldn't we be up for this game?
And Havertz, right? Havertz, people say, he's a midfield player. I don't know what he is, right? I don't know if he's a striker. I don't know if he's a midfield player. I know he's struggling. He might be all right internationally, but in the Premier, he is struggling. And I think his time's limited.
Al, he cost £65 million. Chelsea must have been thinking to themselves, you want to pay £65 million? What? Oh, wow, we've got rid of £65 million for Havertz. Mount went for big money as well. He's not quick. He's weak. Can't hold the ball up. Gets brushed off the ball. No creativity. No pace. I don't know what he offers.
No.
Not clinical.
Oh, there's lots of focus on Erik ten Hag, just when you think things cannot get any worse. Back page of the Sun, damned United. Taunts, boos and more heat for Erik. But Toon get cup revenge. And that brilliant picture of Almiron getting the cuddles from the players after getting that first goal, coming in as a late sub. A very early sub to the game. Back page of the Times, limp United, humbled again. And again, celebrations from Almiron. Back page of the Mail today, a picture of Erik ten Hag taking some notes, looking very serious during the game, and the headline is, the writing's on the wall. Ten Hag fights for his future as abysmal United crash out of the cup. The Mirror going for celebrations of Lewis Hall, over the moon. Toon push Ten Hag ever closer to exit as Almiron, Lewis and Willock humble, timid Reds. So we cannot avoid Manchester United, it seems, any morning this week or last week. A poor display, a poor performance, and they're out of the cup that they beat Newcastle just a few months ago.
Yeah, and Newcastle now go to Chelsea, so they're not had a great draw, have they? They're away at Old Trafford now, Stamford Bridge.
I know, but they've not
Chelsea
ticked City.
picked up.
Yeah,
No, I know.
I think they've got the confidence now, and last night, let's not forget, they started with no centre halves. They played fullbacks, centre half, no striker. It was a very weakened team. Both sides weakened, but Newcastle, I would say, was weaker. But they wanted it more.
I don't understand how United can play a weakened side in the predicament they're in.
I agree.
I think it was it a discipline thing, maybe because the criticism over Marcus Rashford going out after to the nightclub after they lost to City, Bruno Fernandes getting a bit of heat, Rasmus Højlund almost needed a little bit of a break, because of the amount of football he has been played. We've got to remember he's 20.
Well, yeah, but you should be able to handle that when you're 20.
I agree.
When they come on though, Shaban, when I seen the 3 coming on, I was looking at myself thinking like, what are you going to do? You're not in great form yourself.
Aaron Wan-Bissaka, yeah, of course. Aaron Wan-Bissaka come back from injury. We saw him come on at half-time last night. He added a little bit more.
Of course,
something.
yes.
Do you have to allow the injury grace here?
No, because everyone's got injuries. Every club's got injuries.
And Manchester United, you look at the squad they have.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's the depth of Man City, but no one has the same as City. But this is Manchester United spent, what, is it 400 million you said, Gab?
400 million, 18 months.
There's no excuse. I'm sorry, there is no excuse. You've got to go out and entertain, especially at Old Trafford. This is a cup tie, heading for a quarter-final, and you play like that, you get played off the park.
I think the big thing for me as well is why Ten Hag's got to go, because Old Trafford should not be a fun place to play for the opposition. We used to go there, Shaban, scared. I mean, we won there once, 1-0, but we were parking the bus. I was playing as a striker on the halfway line. Everyone's behind the ball, scared of Manchester United. Now they're going there and like, come on in, let's play, let's enjoy the day out, let's go and get the points. And even when Manchester United have won this season at home, they haven't deserved to win. They've been lucky late goals, teams not taking their chances. They've not been a better team in them games that they've won. So for me, that shows me that Ten Hag has got to go.
And when you get a situation like this, you're not going to get rid of 6 players. No. The manager goes.
Do you know some of the players in that squad have seen off 6 managers since Fergie was since he retired? Manchester United, they've now lost 5 of their first 10 games since 1931, a worst start to the season since 1963. So the pressure is on. Fulham at the weekend in the Premier League.
That's not easy. Fulham are all right.
It's not easy.
Fulham away is not the game you want when you need a result. because they're not a bad side.
It's not good.
And then Copenhagen, you think, oh yeah, they'll beat them. But if you watch the first game at Old Trafford, I'm not sure they will.
It nearly was 1-1. Let's go to Arsenal, also knocked out last night 3-1 by West Ham, who had a brilliant game. There was the conversations here yesterday on talkSPORT. Would Declan Rice be booed? Would West Ham fans boo him? A lot of people got in touch to say they would. You know, he left the club, he went to a London rival. For that reason, we will boo him. He got a bit of a standing ovation from about 90% of the London stadium, and then every time he touched the ball, he got booed. Thoughts on that?
You'll always have that.
Yeah.
You will. You'll always have some who think, no, I'm West Ham. I'm a diehard.
We're bigger than,
you
we're
don't
bigger
leave
than
my
Arsenal.
club. Yeah, you don't
we're
leave
bigger
my
than Arsenal.
club.
We shouldn't leave us.
So, but I'm glad the majority, welcomed them.
Arsenal, poor performance from them. Can we allow them to get away easily, get knocked out?
The reason I look at before the game, I saw an interview with Arteta, and he got asked, "Are the players really up for this game? Are they bothered about this cup?" They showed that they weren't. And what I don't understand about Arteta, 3-0 down, he brings on Saka, Martinelli, Odegaard. Saka, just leave him, let him have a game off. The tie's over. Let him have a game off. Havertz, again, we've spoken about Shaban. I don't want you to think about him, but me and now, the joke's over.
I heard a caller to the sports bar last night with Jamie O'Hara saying congratulations to the guy at Chelsea who managed to get the money that they got for Kai Havertz. He deserves a pay rise. And Mount. I hope Mount comes good at Manchester United, but the signings haven't been good either for Erik ten Hag.
No.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Alan Brazil. Thursday and Friday morning, 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.